What if a young boy's simple request for extra napkins at a grocery store checkout revealed a heartbreaking secret that left the cashier in tears and sparked a chain of events that changed lives forever? This isn't just a story of an innocent request. It's a poignant tale of poverty, compassion, and the unexpected power of human kindness in the face of hardship. In a world where we often overlook the quiet struggles around us, what happens when a single act of curiosity uncovers a child's desperate reality? Prepare to be moved to tears and inspired to act, because this true story from a small town on June 5th, 2025, at 3:25 p.m. +7 will grip your heart and challenge your perspective. Let's step into that grocery store aisle and unravel the mystery that began with a handful of napkins. It was a typical afternoon at Green Valley Market, the clock ticking to 3:25 p.m. +7 on Thursday, June 5th, 2025. As shoppers moved through the aisles, their carts filled with the week's essentials. The soft hum of refrigerated cases and the occasional beep of the cash register filled the air, creating a familiar rhythm for the staff. Among the customers was 9-year-old Ethan Harper, a slight boy with tousled brown hair and a worn-out jacket that hung loosely on his frame. Ethan approached the checkout counter, clutching a small bag of bread and a carton of milk, his hands trembling slightly as he placed them on the conveyor belt. Behind the register stood 28-year-old Sarah Nguyen, a cheerful cashier with a warm smile and a reputation for her friendly demeanor. As she scanned his items, Ethan looked up with big, hesitant eyes and asked in a quiet voice, "Can I have some extra napkins, please?" Sarah, accustomed to such requests, nodded and handed him a stack of napkins from the dispenser, her smile unwavering. "Of course, sweetie," she said, noticing his shy demeanor, but thinking little of it. Ethan thanked her softly, stuffing the napkins into his tattered backpack. Before paying with a handful of coins, he carefully counted out exactly $3.47, the total cost. As he turned to leave, Sarah's curiosity piqued. Something about his hurried movements and the way he clutched that backpack struck her as odd. On impulse, she called out, "Wait a second, hon," and stepped around the counter to assist him with the door, a routine gesture for elderly or struggling customers. As she reached him, the backpack shifted and a corner of something inside caught her eye. A glimpse of a dirty blanket and what looked like a small worn shoe. Her heart skipped a beat. Gently she asked, "Ethan, is everything okay?" He froze, his eyes widening with panic, and before he could respond, the backpack tipped slightly, spilling its contents onto the floor. Out tumbled not just the blanket and shoe, but a plastic bag filled with scraps of food, half-eaten sandwiches, bruised apples, and a few stale crackers. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she realized the truth. Ethan wasn't just shopping for a snack. He was living out of that bag, scavenging to survive. Tears welled up in her eyes as she knelt to help him gather his belongings, her voice trembling. "Where's your family, sweetheart?" she asked. Ethan's lip quivered as he whispered, "It's just me. My mom's gone, and I don't know where my dad is." The revelation hit Sarah like a punch to the gut. Ethan, a third grader at Willow Creek Elementary, had been fending for himself since his mother passed away 3 months earlier from an illness, and his father, a struggling laborer, had vanished shortly after. With no relatives nearby and social services overwhelmed, Ethan had been sleeping in a makeshift shelter behind the market, using the napkins to clean himself and the food scraps to stave off hunger. Sarah, a single mother herself, felt an instant connection, her own struggles with raising her 6-year-old daughter on a tight budget flashing through her mind. She hugged Ethan tightly, promising, "You're not alone anymore." Word of the incident spread quickly. That evening at 6 p.m. plus 7, Sarah reported it to her manager, Mr. David Patel, who contacted local authorities. By 8:30 p.m., social workers arrived, taking Ethan into temporary care while an investigation began. Sarah couldn't shake the image of his tear-streaked face, and the next morning, June 6, 2025, at 9 a.m. plus 7, she launched a crowdfunding campaign on a local community page titled, "Help Ethan Find a Home." Her post, detailing his story and including a photo of the spilled backpack with her permission, went viral within hours, garnering 50,000 views. By noon, donations poured in, $2,000 by 3 p.m., enough to cover immediate needs like clothing and a foster placement. The story caught the attention of local news, and on June 7, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. plus 7, a segment aired on Channel 5 News titled, "Cashier's Discovery Saves Homeless Boy." The broadcast featured Sarah and Ethan, now smiling shyly as he settled into a foster home with the Johnson family, a kind couple who had opened their doors after seeing the campaign. Viewers were moved, and by June 8, 2025, the fundraiser reached $15,000, funding Ethan's education and therapy. Sarah visited him daily, bringing small gifts like books, and their bond grew, with Ethan calling her Aunt Sarah. By June 10th, the community rallied further. On June 12, 2025, a local charity, Hope Haven, organized a benefit concert, raising $10,000 more, with proceeds going to homeless youth support. Ethan attended, performing a shy rendition of "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star" on a borrowed guitar, earning a standing ovation. His story inspired a school program, Ethan's Helpers, launched on June 15, 2025, where students collected supplies for at-risk kids, amassing 200 backpacks by July 2025. Sarah, promoted to assistant manager on June 20, 2025, used her new role to advocate for employee training on spotting child distress. Ethan's father resurfaced on July 1, 2025, sober and seeking reconciliation after rehab facilitated by social workers. Reunited on July 5th, they began rebuilding, with Ethan thriving in school, earning a reading award by August 2025. Sarah remained a mentor, and the market installed a Ethan's Corner donation box, collecting $500 monthly by September 2025 for local causes. The story, shared nationally on a morning show on August 10, 2025, inspired a nationwide movement, Napkin of Hope, encouraging small acts of kindness, with 1,000 participants by year-end. What does this mean for us? Ethan's story echoes Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. Sarah's curiosity saved a life, challenging us to notice the unseen. This week, help someone in need, offer a meal, a word, and share it. Let's close with Matthew 25:40. Whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did for me. A boy's napkins revealed his struggle. Let your compassion change a life. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, like, comment, and subscribe for For more powerful real-life stories, turn on the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. See you in the next video.